Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Sabbath Talk. It's your brother Jeremiah. Hot Sabbath. Y'all know this heat has been doing this thing, right? You know what I'm saying? And it really has. But I like to thank the Most High for allowing us to bear through it and get through the week. Okay, today I'm going to talk a little bit about Hosea. Okay, in the sense of, it's been commonly taught, Most High told him to marry a whore, as you can see here in verse 2. And it's been commonly taught that. But everybody else that was standing around was a whore too during the time. Hosea was the prophet, and you're going to understand this aspect of being a whore. It's not what you think as far as her just sleeping around. When anybody don't obey the law, statutes, and commandments of the Creator, the Creator calls them whores. You have to get into Hebrew to really understand this. I look at so many reverends and things of this nature. Yes, if you're not faithful, you're a woman, you're not faithful, but it says Hosea's wife and children in the title of the book. But people being faithful in the sense of, the covenant with your wife as far as a man and a wife as far as marriage is concerned. But it also is a covenant, and I'm going to show you when the Most High used whore, the word whore or adultery, it's always considered spiritual or physical adultery, because you have to study this word by word. The Bible says you have to study the word precept upon precept upon precept, line upon line upon line, here a little and there a little. And that's why people, they want to read one thing and just sit up there and talk about it. I know y'all have to bear with me because I go through quite a bit of scripture sometimes on certain lessons and stuff. But that's just to show you and to do my part as a person. If I'm going to stand and teach somebody this word, to give them the correct scriptures. And that's what's wrong. But this is taught. But everybody here was a whore. There's plenty of whores out here today. They eat what they want. They do what they want. They don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. They're whores. And the Most High is calling them. I'm going to show you the northern kingdom. Israel was split into two parts. You had the southern kingdom with Judah, and you had Israel, what's called Ephraim. A lot of times in Scripture, the other 10 tribes, they were separated at this time because of Solomon was in whoredom. He had all them wives, and he started building constructs for worship for his wives instead of the Most High situation. So the Most High divided it up. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm going to show you the act of whoring. And it wasn't like commonly taught here. No, nobody's taking up for behavior of a woman like in this story, because everybody going to blame the woman in this story. Like she was the victim here. She was the one that was, Hosea was the victim of being with her. And the Most High had to tell him to be with a bad woman. You got to understand sometimes when the Bible is using a literal sense, because once you start reading it, you're going to see that the Most High is feeling that way about Israel. That's who he's feeling that way about. You understand what I'm saying? And it's going to make sense. It's in that point. Because the Most High in his word is going to tell you, if you can get a Proverbs 31 woman, it all over the Bible is good scriptures where the Most High is telling you to get a good one. Why would he tell you to break his law and get a whore? You know what I'm saying? And I know the language is not really looked upon, as looked upon as favorable, but y'all gotta bear with me, because I don't, the words say don't add or take away. So we just gonna pick up on verse 2. So we gonna go ahead and get some understanding. We're gonna show you Hosea from the sense of the Hebrew.
Strong's H 1954. Hosea.
Hosea. Okay. So I know English sometimes have you pronounce it a certain way, but it's Hosea. You know, the way it's written. But we're gonna put the proper terms. We try to undo a lot of bad understanding that we got from some of these jagged pastors. You know what I'm saying? So Hosea 1 and 2, the beginning of the word of Yah, okay, of the Lord, as you see there. I'm clicking on that word Lord there. It's all capital letters.
Strong's H 3068. Yehovah. Yehovah.
Okay, Yehovah. Some people say Yehovah or Yahuwah. There, depending on what vowels you got to place on the Most High name, or Yahweh. Okay, self-existent one. So we know this is the Father talking. Okay, so we putting everything in perspective. He's getting his commission. This is the brother Hosea, and we have the Father here. It says, "Go and take unto thee a wife of whoredoms." Okay, a wife of whoredoms, and children of whoredoms, for the land have committed great whoredom. I'm reading it slow so you can get and start seeing what I'm seeing here. Departing from the Lord. Or as it has Yahuwah or Yehovah, or we're just gonna say Yah. You know, 'cause I know some people have a problem with the vowels, how they say the Most High's name. So he said, nah. The first thing he said to do, go take unto thee a wife. Let's look at wife.
Strong's H 802. Isha. Isha.
Okay, we got Isha. Okay, woman, wife, female. Okay, so go take to you. And then some terms you see down here, it says plural, neshim. Neshim used to in the wide sense of a woman. Sometimes it's adulteress, and every female, one, none, together, wife, woman. Okay. Often unexpressed in English. Okay, so now. So we know this. Go get you a woman. The first command is go get you a woman of whoredoms. Now we clicking on this word whoredom.
Strong's H 2183. Zanoach. Zanoach.
Okay, adultery, fornication, prostitution. This is where most people get that from. See, she was a prostitute. You look down there in the biblical usage. Adultery, fornication. It says, but what you want to pay attention here is under the Strong's definition. Zanun, adultery, figuratively, and it says idolatry, whoredom. Because what's being talked about here, they was deeply in idolatry. Okay, and how I know? Because the Most High is going to make reference with it over and over and over in these chapters to come. This is the problem that they had. They were married to him, Israel, and they were going after other gods. They was going after Baal at this point. You know, the sun god. People are going after Baal today. We can't look at them like they're a Baal. Some people say Baal. We can't look at them like they, you know what? When you worshiping on a Sunday, okay, instead of the Sabbath day, then guess what? That's Baal's day of worship. Baal. The Sabbath or the Shabbat is for the Most High's people, Abba Yah or Yahweh or Yahuwah, or we just gonna say Yah, however you want to say, the Father. You know, that's above everything. His day is the Sabbath, and it's not being honored, so that is particularly being a whore. And the day of worship is, because it's named after the sun god. I could just put just put it in here real quick. Cause you know, the Most High says make it plain. So sometimes you have to go in and make it plain. I don't know what's going on. My computer is going slow. But here we go. Let's see. Yes. Yeah, we're trying to be busy, boy. But I know y'all looking at all this on this thing, all these different. I still got to finish that one with Sodom and Gomorrah, so I'm gonna stay on topic. Let me see. Let's see how I want to do it. Okay, I'm putting in. Let's see how I'm gonna do it. Son. Uh-oh. I'm putting in Son God's birthday. Real quick. See, it's already hinting to December 25th. Okay, that's the sun God's birthday, but his worship day, Mithra, okay? See? Mithra is known as the sun deity, his birthday, okay? Means birthday of the invincible sun. It came on December 25th, okay? Now, what did they try to celebrate Christ's birthday? They try to see how modern day Christianity is mixed in with paganism. They try to say that Yeshua, or some of y'all know is Jesus' birthday. But see, they did all this on you in the Council of Nicaea in the year 325 AD. They started putting indoctrinating into the religion. Okay. Now the sun god, which is other cultures call him Baal. But see, they doing. Look at that. Can't even finish. Apollo. See them Greeks and stuff. See, they worship on the sun. The sun god enjoined the Christians. See, paganism was worshiping the sun on Sunday. When Christ came, when the gospel from Judea, it's basically Judea, came to our ancestors in Europe, it found them paying homage to the sun on the first day of the week. As the Spirit of God manifested in Christ began to work upon the hearts of men, making many left the worship of Apollo, the sun god, and joined Christians. So a lot of them Romans left the sun god and followed Yeshua, but they kept this worship day. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people is going to do worship on the first day of the week, Sunday. That's modern days of whoredom. So we can't talk nothing about this woman if we doing keeping these feasts, these days like that. You can't say nothing about her. So I'm clearing the record here. I'm clearing the record. I want you to understand they were doing idolatry. The content of this whole thing is idolatry. This story is like some people call it allegory or fictional. It didn't happen per se in none. He did have was told to have children and things of that nature, but her being a whore by herself and the people around her wasn't whores. You understand what I'm saying? You know, Hosea was the prophet, and he was told to bring them into back unto the Most High. I'm trying to make this as plain as I can make it. You know what I'm saying? But he said it was to get a wife or the children of whoredom. Okay, from the land, and the land have committed great whoredom, great idolatry. Because right here, the context of this word, Zanoon, is idolatry from departing with the Lord. And he went and took Gomer, the daughter of Diblam. Make sure I ain't butcher this man's name right here.
Strong's H 1691. Devlayim.
Okay, 2 cakes. Okay. His name means 2 cakes. And man, I can make a whole teaching just off there about the cakes. Because remember in Leviticus, the 24th chapter, verse 4 and 6, they used to have to make 12 cakes, one for each house of the tribe of Israel. But here they're divided. Israel, you had the northern kingdom as 1 cake, and the southern kingdom. But I'd be confusing if I go into that too much. And it said, which conceived and bore him a son. And it says, and Yah said unto him, call his name Jezreel, for yet a while, and I will avenge the blood of Jezreel upon the house of Janu, and I will cause to cease the kingdom of the house of Israel. Now, he told him to have this first child. His first child would have been named, here we go.
Strong's H 3157. Yisrael. Yisrael. Second entry. Yisrael. Yisrael.
Israel. Okay. Israel. So, looking at this, when the Most High was given the law, he knew already that they were going to go into these whoredoms. I'm going to show you this. That they was going to go into idolatry, and that they was going to go off. So, but he told them to take him a wife. He told them to take a wife for whoredom. Not eternally acted, but internally. Externally acted, but internally in their vision. Now, I'm going to show you that this was not done. This is done figuratively. This story is figuratively, because he didn't marry a whore. You understand what I'm saying? In the sense of she was just cheating on him, and she was a prostitute, like this is talking about. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how the Most High can do this, and then show you that he's talking about idolatry, and everybody at the time, and Hosea was the prophet to teach everybody and bring everybody at the time back into the fold. And I know this woman is taught this way, but there's a whole lot of whores out here right now that are prostitutes. When you're going in them church doors and you don't keep the Sabbath, when you're eating what you want to eat, you don't keep the dietary law. Some whoring going on, the children of whores. And I'm going to show you how he comes up with this term, children of whores, of whoredoms. You understand what I'm saying? Because the mother is a whore. And I'm going to show you who the mother collectively is all of Israel. You got to know how the Hebraic languages is used. A lot of times when you look at mother, the mother of whores, because, you know, in Revelation, okay, I think 17, 18 chapter, he called them the mother of harlots. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to show you that. Okay, that's a collective sense of people. The mother and the children of the mother are individually the children themselves. Okay, it's like one thing, okay, the mother being a whore, but then the child go and be a whore. Okay, he's saying the children of a whore. You understand what I'm saying? That means the individual sense, but when he's using this language as the mother of whoredoms, or he's talking about the whole Israel as a collective. Okay, when he break it down, say children of whoredoms, then he's talking about the individual person. Okay, so I hope that I made that understanding. But this is talking. He wasn't telling him to take it right. Verse 2. as it say. And I'm going to show you that they was going to commit whoredoms. Okay, before this, we're going to go way back to this was 700 around by 752 years, somewhere up in there before Christ. Okay, but we're going to go back way further. We'll go back way further. And I'm going to show you the Most High already predicted. He knew their heart wasn't. They were just saying, yeah. And a lot of times people just saying, yeah, till it's time to do God's work or to fast or to do. Then they don't want to. Everybody loves the Most High. And some people, when they come to fasting, they don't want to get that food up for the Most High. They don't want to fast or they don't want to give up that pork meat, them shrimps. Like they say, them shrimps. You know what I'm saying? That catfish, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to give those bottom dwellers feeders up and don't understand what you're doing to your body. You know what I'm saying? So, he already knew that they were going to go off. And here we go. This is Exodus or Shemot in Hebrew, chapter 34 and 16. And take thou, because he's telling. Well, we'll go to 15 because it'll make sense. And you see that he is a jealous Elohim. He's a jealous God. You know what I'm saying? Verse 14. It says, "Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land." Okay, and they go whoring after other gods. And see, that's what's going on here in this story. They're whoring after other gods. See what the language that the Most High used when a person goes away. And I'm clicking on this whoring right here. Zanah. This is another word.
Strong's H2181. Zanah.
I mentioned it earlier, Zanah, when I said adultery earlier. So they committing adultery because remember, Israel is a bride to the Most High in a certain sense. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, we didn't stand there and he put a ring on our finger, you know, and then because some things are used like when he used it that way that we would understand. You know, a husband and a wife. That's something we can all see in this realm and we can all understand. And being that you wouldn't want your wife with any and everybody if you're a man versus a female, right? Your husband. You know what I'm saying? And this is the literal sense why you can see he's angered. Okay, he's angered because of the vows were not kept by the wife, the Most High. So this is the sense of understanding she's a whore now because she's going after other gods. They were going after Baal in the time of Hosea. I'm going to show it. You know what I'm saying? They was going after Baal. Okay? I'm just trying to set a foundation so we can understand 100%. It's going on today, and it was going on then. They was leaving the Sabbath day then. Trying to go after these other gods. Playing a harlot. As you see the word here, it says to commit fornication. Be a harlot. Play the harlot. Commit fornication. It could be a court prostitute. Unfaithful, but you see that right here? To be unfaithful to God. It also means, if you're talking about the Most High, to be unfaithful to God. And they were unfaithful. To force into prostitution, to commit adultery. Okay. Zanah, a primitive root, highly fed, and therefore wanton. Okay, it says to commit adultery, usually a female, or less often of a simple fornication, rarely involuntarily ravishment, figuratively, to commit adultery. The Jewish people being regarded as the spouse. See how this figuratively? You understand what I'm saying? So it doesn't mean, you know, because in the sense of if we married to the Most High, okay, and if we was married to the Most High, and we come in, cook for him, clean, or whatever, you know, and give us spousal arousal as we do in the physical, we understand that's not physically You understand what I'm saying? That's in the sense of figuratively. You understand what I'm saying? We don't wrap our arms around the Most High, kiss Him, and all this old stuff that you do on this side with your Isha. You know what I'm saying? Your wife. Okay. Trying to get it all together. This is, trying to undo a whole lot of stuff and make it plain for some people. Because I'm using the word whore, and a lot of women don't like that word, and automatically they already got preconceived thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody want to be called that. But I promise you, if you ain't keeping the Most High, as you can see the scriptures saying that that person that doesn't keep the commandments is a whore. And the Bible say don't add, don't diminish from the word, don't add to it, and don't diminish from the word, don't take away from it. Okay, so I gotta say what it say. I know I can use other words, but when I'm reading it, I have to use what it is. And he said, don't go. And he knew that they was gonna go horn. He said, don't go horn after other gods, and do sacrifice unto other gods. And one called thee, and thou eat of his sacrifice. Can't be eating food sacrificed to other gods. And take thou the daughters unto thy sons. Don't be taking other nation daughter. We saw that ultimately hurt Solomon. I mentioned him earlier. Their daughters go whoring after their gods, and to make thy sons go whoring after their gods. Do not make thee no molten gods. You understand what I'm saying? Anytime we go from the doctrine of the covenant, we're going horn. And a lot of these churches today, they're not teaching covenant, that you got to teach the covenant. You understand what I'm saying? And this was predicted way before they did it in Hosea's time frame. This is in Exodus time. This is closer to Moses. This is closer to Adam. The Most High, when he was giving them the covenant, he already can look in the future and know that they were going to be already into that. I'm going to show you again. In the law. This is when they was volunteering. Everybody was all gung-ho at the time because they was about to get the blessing. They were free from Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was happy. But in their mind, they still had some of them bad habits. And them bad habits is what hold you back every time. Them bad habits. So, Deuteronomy 31:16. And the Most High said unto Moses, behold, thou shalt sleep with thy father. So the Most High is telling them right here, man, you get ready to die. You know what I'm saying? As this people, I will rise up, and this people will rise up and go whoring after other gods. He was telling Moshe, before this even got to they were already had in their mind. They were just shaking their head. They wasn't putting their heart in it. They were just shaking their head. They were just looking at what they can get out of the situation, of the strangers of the land, whether they go to be among them and will forsake me and break my covenant which I made with them. So he's already, and they showed that when Moshe went to go get the 10 Commandments, went up to commune with the Creator, they was already had made another God just that fast. They had already made Baal. I seen the altar. They have pictures of the altar at the mountain that's right there in Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying? They had bull. They had made them bullet. They had scratched all into the rocks and stuff, the symbol. So they had already. And here, what you see is a pattern of them coming to the Most High, going back into the world, worshiping these other gods, coming back to the Most High, going back to the world, worshiping these. That's all you see in here, going back and forth. That has how always been. You understand what I'm saying? So these are the children of Horeb. Okay, now for to go right here to 2nd Chronicles real quick. I mean, this is going on and on and on. 21 and 13 is what I want. it says, but has walked in the way of the kings of Israel, and has been made and has made Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem to go a whoring like the whoredoms of the house of Ahab. I'm gonna talk about him a little later. Okay, and also has slain thy brethren in thy father's house, which were better than thyself. So the Most High is saying, man, they done worship worse than in the time of Moses. You understand what I'm saying? They, and I'm not gonna go into this too much. I'm just showing you how the some of the kings that were over Israel was bringing them into whoredoms instead of leading them the way David wanted to lead them, into the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Some of these kings were corrupt, and they was knocking off each other. They was knocking, man. I can show you a graph of kings that Israel would knock them off. You understand what I'm saying? Because everybody wanted to be king or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? And one king was only 6 months. That already got him out of there. And one was shot with a bow. It was they was led by some kings. It wasn't a whole lot of kings Israel had that was righteous until the Creator. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm showing you it's predicted that they're gonna do whoredoms. Now, this is figuratively. The Most High did not tell him to get a prostitute. You understand what I'm saying? That'll go against Torah. This is figuratively. And I'm going to show you how the Most High does this all the time. Figuratively describe an event. He's telling you through Hosea how he feels. Hosea is the middleman here. He didn't tell him to go get, if you go get, I'm going to just put it in modern time. If you go get a whore today and you go up in a prostitute today, you would get AIDS or you would get something, and you will be, the Most High is not going to put you to that. You understand what I'm saying? That makes no sense of the word. This is bad teaching, because you're going to see them whores whoring that he was talking about. They was doing some major idolatry. And I just showed you way back in the law, Moshe and Deuteronomy 31 and 16, and I showed you in Exodus 34 and 16. Way in Moses' time, the Most High was told Moses, look, hey, man, you finna go sleep with the fathers, you finna die, and these children gonna go a whoring after other gods. He already knew, looked in the future, that they were just shaking their head, that they was down. You know what? And the Most High married them upon that mountain. You understand what I'm saying? And man, we got some full-blown whoring going on. The Most High is going to give you, do you know, I got teachers on a good woman, and I show them with scriptures. She can add years to your life. Okay, and then the Proverbs 31 woman that her husband is blessed, and everybody know a husband blessed because a woman is a good thing. Okay, a good thing. It's certain things that only a woman can do. Without being too graphic, a man needs a woman. Okay? Because a man does bring life to her womb. And a woman in turn brings forth life. A man has a seed. A man couldn't procreate and have a seed if it wasn't for a woman. Do you know it's scientifically, if you look, when men and women have relations, that fluid that a woman produces so that they can have that act, it have hormones in there to make that man want her. You understand what I'm saying? Down to the metaphysical level. I could just go on and on and on. Those are two souls tied in one. What's really going on? Because a man is in that person, woman's soul. A woman not gonna, the Most High not gonna put you in no defiled temple. You understand what I'm saying? Don't you know we are the temple of the Most High, like it says in Corinthians? And if you defile the temple, the Most High not gonna give him children like that. This is figuratively. This is like almost kind of like Yeshua talk in parables, but he was telling you with that story what was going on then. Okay. It wasn't in a literal sense. Do you know how many years that would have been to have all these children that he was telling them, and he was naming them after her with her? You feel what I'm saying? He would have had to wait at least 2 years per child. You understand what I'm saying? This would have been years and years and years and years. Okay, so it didn't happen, overnight. You understand what I'm saying? And in the sense of he was with a whore. Okay. He's showing you, because remember, the mother is Israel collectively. I'm going to show that. And the daughters are the individual children. Okay, he told him to go and he found him one with Gomer. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna go back to that short. And we're gonna go there, but I'm gonna show you that this is literal. This is figuratively. Okay, this is y'all done see me come here many times. This is Ezekiel chapter 16 verse 1. You can see the subtitle or the title of there, God's Grace to Unfaithful Israel. That's what this is all about. Israel being unfaithful to the Creator. But we have pinned this woman, Gomer, as if she was a cult prostitute. You understand what I'm saying? And the Most High punishment for the prophet, he gonna give you an unfaithful wife? Do you know that the Levites couldn't have nothing but a virgin? When the Levites chose a wife, they couldn't even choose them from the other tribes. They had to choose them from their tribe. And she couldn't be a whore. She had to be pure for the priest. In the law. Most High not gonna give you no damaged goods like that. You understand what I'm saying? Man, come on. We've been taught some crazy stuff here. I'm telling you. And I'm trying to do my very best, you know what I'm saying? And this is a hard subject to talk about here, but it is what it is. Being unfaithful. People are unfaithful every day. When we don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments, we whore them. You understand what I'm saying? I just read Zanah means unfaithful to God. Okay? And we are unfaithful by not keeping his commandment. Ezekiel 16 and 2. Son of man, cause Jerusalem to know her abominations, and say, thus saith Yah thy Elohim, thus saith the Lord thy God, the Lord God unto Jerusalem, thy birth and thy nativity is in the land of Canaan. Thy father was an Amorite, and thy mother was a Hittite. So this is how it all started. With Abraham, coming up to Abraham, one father was an Amorite and the mother was a Hittite. They both joined together. We got Israel. Okay. By the time of Jacob, we went under the name Israel. But this is the beginning of it. And as for thy nativity, so back when we was a child, in the day thou was born, thy navel was not cut. So he was already looking at Israel to be a wife before she was even full grown. He already knew where she was blossoming. The Most High had chose a bride. That's what this whole story is about. We're going to see what happened once he married her. Neither was thou washed with water to supple thee, and wasn't salted at all, nor swaddled at all. So before the navel was cut and they washed her up, and the child up, Israel had, the Most High had already had an eye on her, right? None I pitied thee to do any of these unto thee, to have compassion upon thee. But thou wast out in the open field, thy loathing of thy person in the day that thou was born. It was basically like one of them fire station babies. You know, they got the little spots at the fire station. You can drop off a baby if you don't want to take care of it. You can drop off the baby there. We were just in the field. We wasn't at the fire station. We just in the field. You know what I'm saying? And when I passed by thee and saw thee polluted in thy own blood, I said unto thee, when thou wast in thy blood, live. Yea, I said unto thee, when thou wast in thy blood, live. So he was passing by and told him to live. I caused thee to multiply. So in other words, he took care of it. I caused thee to multiply as the bud of the field, and has increased waxen great, and thou art come to excellent ornaments. Thy breasts are fashioned, and thy hair is grown. Thou was naked and bare. And so he's saying he watching her grow up, basically. Now when I passed by thee and looked upon thee, behold, the time was the time of love. I spread my skirt over thee, same way Boaz did Ruth, and covered thy nakedness. Yea, I swear unto thee, and entered into covenant with thee, saith the Lord God, and thou becamest mine. He did that on the mountain back in the day with Moses, or Moshe. So as we can see, this baby done turned into a beautiful woman. She got breasts now. She got the magoobas or the melons, you know what I'm saying? The fellas, you know. She all woman, you know what I'm saying? She done got fine because the Most High said, man, I looked upon thee. They said thy breast was fashioned and thy hair was grown. Verse 7. You know what I'm saying? She's the woman now. You know. That's just like little Rudy. I remember when little Rudy hooks when she was a little baby. Then a long time I didn't see her again. She come back looking like a beautiful woman. You know what I'm saying? Basically, that's how it is. You know. And then he said, when the time passed, he spread his skirt over there. He wanted her. You know. And he entered into covenant with her on that mountain. I washed thee with water. Yea, thoroughly I washed thy blood from thee, and anointed thee with oil. I clothed thee with broidered work, put in fine clothes, and shod thee with badger skin, like that mink coat, baby. That's that mink coat of the day back then. Got that mink coat, man, got it clean. And I girded thee about with fine linen, and covered thee with silk. Gave her the best of everything. One thing about a man, when a man take care of a woman and he choose her as his wife, the Bible says he chooses a good thing, hopefully. Now, I'm not saying there ain't cases out here where women go cheat, still like the previous boyfriend more, but he can't provide for us, or she is trying to put living to him. We ain't talking about that situation. But a woman is a good thing. And really, a lot of women today, they're not looking at their purpose. They're taught all this independence and all this foolishness. But if they're too independent, that they don't need no man. But I tell you what, that's just a trap. Most women in other society, they teach this to the melanated people. You understand what I'm saying? Because most white women ain't gonna, Caucasian women ain't gonna say that. They're gonna say that they need a husband because they understand his role. But they want to teach our women, us darker skinned people, that we independent, we don't need and put one against the other, and there you go. You got confusion. That way the kids be corrupted and confusion. So the Most High done got it all up in a mink coat, verse 10, verse 11. I decked thee with ornaments and put bracelets upon thy hand and a chain on thy neck. Then gave it a Chuck jewelry. Oh, man. Then gave it a Chuck jewelry. The Most High done put that jewelry on. He gave her a Chuck jewelry. Most High said, look at me, man. I put a bracelet on your hand. Man, I'm going to get you right. Right. Most High done gave her that meat coat. I'm just chain on her neck and put the bracelet on her wrist. I ain't put all that on. I do have a bracelet on. So, this is what we had. They put earrings in her ears, and a beautiful crown on her head. Man, like that boy Nito had that crown, man. Nito Brown. And thy renown went forth among the heathen for thy beauty. Man, they all the other nations like, ooh, that lady fine, that is something else. I got to have her, baby. And it was perfect through thy comeliness, meaning through thy beauty. And he is perfectly beautiful. And when I had put upon thee, saith the Lord, and thou trusted in thy own beauty, and playedest the harlot. Yeah, you got fine, you got cute, you thought you was too cute for yourself. Now, it is a point of, and that's the problem in today's society. It is a point of the Most High made a lot of beautiful women. Women spend a lot of time being uncomfortable to look a certain way. You know, when a man love you, and you know, no shade. I'm a very controversial person. So I'm gonna say that. You know, a lot of time when people got all that hair, not artificial hair, and you wear your braids and it's crocheted to your hair braided up under there, and then the hair not being washed, and you know, it doesn't smell the greatest if it's been out there a few days because your head's sweating. It's 110 degrees outside, you know, and they, all this action going, you know what I'm saying? Man, that man smell that hair, you know. It's like that man not perfect, that woman not perfect. That man smell that hair, but he put up with that, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of our sisters, we want to wear that type of stuff. You know, and we finally get cute. We finally lose the weight. I'm talking about sisters. We finally lose the weight. We finally get cute. We start wearing clothes, showing our figure. But that whole thing is for your husband. That whole beauty is for your husband. It's not, you know, it's looking like everybody want to go on Facebook to look beautiful. And all the other men see it when it really is to your husband. You know, that's why a lot of times I like the Islamic side of the house, because they women, you know, understand that. Man, that woman don't take that hijab off until she it's just the children in the house and her husband. When somebody come in the house, she covers her crown. That's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. You understand what I'm saying? But a lot of women know that. But on the other side of it, when they get fine and they get their thing, they want to show up and post pictures. Got to post pictures for everybody to see to get their approval. And it's amazing how the husband say, "Baby, you look good." Oh yeah, okay. But several other people and other men come in. Girl, you did it. Oh, you know, thank you. All that old foolishness. You know what? That's their horse mentality right there. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm going to show you, he done all this, got the meat coat on, got the piece and chain on. You know what I'm saying? He, the Most High, done gave her all that. Look what she getting ready to do. Now, notice this story didn't happen physically. As is his story with Gomer and Hosea. You know what I'm saying? It didn't happen really physically. You know what I'm saying? We're going to say, as far as him telling her to be with a horse, she was a woman, you know what I'm saying? Probably was a good woman. Because it acknowledges in the subtitle as his wife. Okay. That he wasn't forced to be with no prostitute. You know what I'm saying? In that case, there's a whole lot of prostitutes that were watching and around at this time. So now, verse 15. But thou didst trust in thy own beauty. Because earlier he said he made them perfectly beautiful. Thou playest the harlot, but of thy renown, and pours out thy fornications on everyone that passed by, his it was. Man, I'm gonna read that slow again. I try to read it slow, you can understand. But thou trust in thy own beauty, so you got to smell it yourself. And play is the harlot. Because of thy renown, you was known all over the hood as the most beautiful chick in the hood. You know what I'm saying? For instance. And pours out thy fornication, and everyone that passed by, his it was. But, And it says, and of thy garments thou didst take, and deckest thy high places with rivers, and diverse cover, and played harlots thereupon. So that mink coat, you took it off and laid it down, and basically had sex on it. You understand what I'm saying? That the Most High gave thou playest the harlot. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what? We left the Most High, and we started joining these newly found institution of religion, bringing us from the Sabbath day to the Sunday, for instance. And like I said, I haven't got a challenge yet. Please, if you think the Most High Sabbath day changed and you think what you're doing on Sunday is right, please you put it in the comments, and I'll see about coming to your church if your pastor teaching that mess. And you can watch your pastor get bodied right there in the assembly. And they ain't gonna have to bring him to the hospital. Just might well bring a casket in there, lay him down once that word slam, and put him in that casket. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. Can't be taught or proven. You know what I'm saying? He'll be the first person in the history of men to prove that the Sabbath day with the scriptures, not by your own messed up mistakes. You know. Anyway. And it says 17. Thou hast taken thy fair jewels of my gold and silver, and thou hast given to thee, and madest thyself in the images of men, and thou committest whoredom with them. Oh man, took a piece of chain. That's how I gave a piece of chain. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. At least a whore it would have been the other way around. You know, if you were just gonna go in the whoredom, shouldn't you have got it from the other people? You had it, and you giving them your things and giving yourself freely. That's the worst type of whore. Period. And here, I give up my marriage to the Most High. I give up my marriage to the Most High. And I'm going to go to, I'm going to be a Methodist. I'm going to be a non-denominational. I'm going to be all these religions that's non-Israel. I'm going to be that. Here you go, right there. And I'm going to leave being an Israelite and go be Jehovah's Witness or any of this like this. You know what I'm saying? Any of these man-made religions. Okay, because I'm going to show you. And don't think that I'm picking on somebody. I'm going to type in man-made religion. Watch this. Man-made religion. Look what come up. Now I just type in man-made religion. Just put it in the search. Man-made religion. Look at that. This is an example. John Smith started the Baptist Church in 1608. Look at old John Smith right here. The Pentecostal religion created by Charles Parham. Joseph Smith, Mormon Church, 1830. What were these people in the Bible with? Were they any of this? Because they was doing this. The Bible was penned before 1608. You see that? I just typed in man-made religion. There wasn't no shot at nobody. But it's just an example. Man, I'm trying to get this thing out. I ain't even got to the story, but I'm just trying to show you figuratively that this was figuratively first. This is more like a parable. Basically is what I'm saying. Um, yeah, let's go back to this. So he gave her the Jews. We know that it wasn't a physical woman representing Israel that did that physically in the skin, like as like a husband and wife on this side on this earth. It says, "My meat I gave thee, fine flour, oil, and honey. I fed thee. Thou hast set before them for a sweet savor. And thus it was, saith the Lord. Moreover, thou taken my sons and my daughters, and thou hast borne unto me, and that thou hast sacrificed to be devoured. Is this the whoredoms?" See, we back in Hosea, remember? From the daughter of the whoredoms, verse 2, 1 and 2. A small matter. So, we know that this wasn't physically a woman, that the Most High birthed a woman. You understand what I'm saying? And he married her and then physically had sex with her and birthed her and then physical sons in that sense. You understand what I'm saying? It's like a parable. It's like a story that's being described to you, but it's describing the message that he wants to get to you. You know what I'm saying? So he's saying, look here. Thou hast taken thy sons and daughters, and thou hast born unto me. So the Most High say, you have taken my children unto me, and thou hast sacrificed them to be devoured. A lot of people do that. People who have been doing that. Abortion is the same thing. It's a sacrifice. You know, when they were doing abortion. Abortion. That's sacrificing the child. People was doing that in the modern day time. Okay, but back in the day, they used to give their children to Moloch. They set them children on fire, set them in his lap and set them on fire. You understand? Instead of worshiping the Most High. They was in all that madness during the time of Hosea. And said, thou hast slain my children and delivered them to pass through the fire with them. And in all thy abomination and thy whoredoms, see that word whoredoms? Thou hast not remembered the days of thy youth, that thou was naked and bare and was polluted in thy blood. You don't remember when you had buck teeth when you was back in the day and had them ugly pigtails before you got fined like that and started just being everybody's temporary woman. Like I said, a woman is not designed for that. A woman is not designed for that. She's designed to be with a husband. She's designed to be help. She's designed to be a friend to the Most High. To the man, and designed to be a person that gives him when he's down. She's one of the people that can get him up. She's one that to reinforce him, to help him. She's the one that bear life for because why would we need you if you didn't do this? You understand what I'm saying? You know, I look at a lot of women today. They fall into the trick of all melanated people have to be so independent and this and that. I don't want to. I tell you what, I understand that. I wouldn't be wanting to give my man my money because you'll be just like what's described in this story. You know what I'm saying? Giving it to every man that passed by. And men, you men out there, you choose a virtuous woman. You understand what I'm saying? You choose a good woman. You don't choose no bad woman. That's going to be your destruction. That's going to bring you down. I already got teachings where her bed tells you her bed leaded to hell. A whore's bed leaded to hell. You understand what I'm saying? This wasn't where the Most High was telling him to physically marry a prostitute, as this is taught. Just like the Most High at no given time put some chains on a woman's neck and done all this and live with her and bore kids with her, you know, in this flesh, physically. You understand what I'm saying? This is usually described as the same way. We know that didn't happen. Figurative. It's times where the Most High was even like with Ezekiel. You know, it was time the Most High had him act some stuff out, right? But he was warning them of the siege was coming, that they was going to be taken. The Most High told him to lay on his left side and lay the iniquity of the house of Israel upon it. How could, like it's in his first verse, Ezekiel 4:4, just going to step to it. He done this for numbers of days where he would come and do this ritual in front of all of them. Like for one time he done it for Israel and not Judah for 390 days. You understand what I'm saying? He came out and done this ritual. He come out and build a fortress and did all that. But that was showing the destruction, but it wasn't the destruction. He didn't do it physically. He was just showing you in a sense what the Most High wanted. But he told him here on verse 4, lie thou upon thy left side and lay the iniquity of the house of Israel upon it. According to the number of days thou shalt lie upon it, and thou shalt bear their iniquity. Now, the iniquity, meaning the sins of the people, wasn't put upon Ezekiel. He was just representative of it. It was something that's done as an example. And this is what Hosea is an example in this story is described. Just like Ezekiel, he didn't put all the sins of the people on Ezekiel right here. And then Most High, like I just showed you, didn't marry a woman and put badger skin on all that, and then she did physically in that sense. We're going to go back to Hosea. Man, I ain't teaching much of that. I can already tell this going to be Hosea 1. So he told him to go to Gomer, and the first kid he had with her, he had a son, and called him Jizrael. Okay, to know what happened in Jizrael. Okay, let's look. Verse 4. It means God will sow. So the first child that he had, the Most High had, God will sow. And this was also a place. This is the place where Jezebel was taken out. Because I'm not going to go into all the story, but Janu was given a commission to take out Jezebel and her husband, because Jezebel at the time, and I think this is a good place to probably stop it here, because this is going to have to be taught. Considering all the time for me trying to get this understood, that this is figurative. Part 2 will let you know, and we'll just keep going. But this is where ultimately Jezebel was killed. But Jezebel had a lot of good prophets killed, and people that served the Most High were killed behind Jezebel here. You understand what I'm saying? The Most High is getting ready to get some vengeance for them here that you're reading about right now in verse 4, to avenge the blood of Jezreel because of what Jezebel done, and her husband was killed by Jenny. And I know I'm going to have to set that story up, so that'll be part 2 of setting this story up, so you can see that I'm going to show you that this is all what's behind idolatry, them worshiping other gods. This wasn't in the sense of he told her to marry a whore. Most High wouldn't do that. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to be a prophet of the Most High, and he going to give you something. The Most High going to give you something new. He ain't do that to the priest. The priest had to marry a virgin. They couldn't even have nothing already had some miles on. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be ugly. You know what I'm saying? Well, it is what it is. Just like most women don't want no dog out man. You know, you look all good on the outside and your engine is crappy. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I'm going to say Shabbat Shalom to everybody. And part 2 is coming. And we're going to go on load part 1 up. Because I want to take my time to show you that how this is just a transition. This story is just a transition of how the Most High felt. Showing you through Hosea. How his wife, his bride, was a prostitute. And he was showing you through Hosea as the example. Just like in Ezekiel 16, I show you that the Most High put his skirt over another. He didn't physically do that. You understand what I'm saying? He just saying I blessed him, I made him favor. You know what I'm saying? I've done this. I gave him the neighbors, the most beautiful people. You know, and they went against me. You know what I'm saying? In that sense. We want to look at it like it was really physical. You know? But anyway, I'm going to say shalom.